Hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little better this week. I did have some tummy problems, but I think I ate something not that didn't agree with me at lunch yesterday. We took my PC in to the repair shop, and so there won't be any fancy edits this weekend, unfortunately. So I have to roll with this because I can't put one clip behind another. Like I can't finish it later. So it's got to be all one clip, one talking head. And while we were there, we went out to lunch, Chris and we went to an Asian restaurant, and I had a shrimp avocado roll with mango. I love that combination. Any kind of like shrimp, but I like the raw fish too. And it wasn't raw, but I just kind of felt like maybe there was a shrimp in there that didn't agree with me. That's my best guess. So yesterday I was kind of laying in bed for a little bit. You know how that goes. It wasn't full blown like norovirus or anything. I didn't, get botulism, but it was just a little something. Maybe didn't agree with my medication, or I don't know. But I'm feeling much better today. And this coming weekend, church will definitely be there, but I don't know if I'm going to be. Chris invited me to a concert in the city, and it is after church, but I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do both. And honestly, I said yes when he said it was an hour and a half long. And he always does it. Not that he did it to me on purpose, but he always kind of gets times wrong. I love you, honey. It's no offense. And then he comes back and goes, actually, it's 3 hours long. I'm like, I don't know if I can do 3 hours, but we'll see. And at least there's seating. But this is called Roots Revival Roadshow. And it's a Black event. And I don't think I've ever been to a Black event. I've been to lots of Hispanic festivals and things like that. I love those, especially, the food. Yeah, I'm a sucker for rice and beans and pork. And, can I say, they do know how to cook. But there's just a vibe about that, So I'm not really sure what this entails. It's just music, grassroots. Should be fun. So I've opted for a date night or date day. And, I've missed church this long, right? So they'll understand. I just don't think I would have the energy to be doing more than one event. And it is the Super Bowl. And that's going to be, it's Sunday. And then Sunday evening is Super Bowl. I have not been invited to any parties. So I will be watching it at home on my laptop, actually. And Chris will probably be in bed by the second quarter. But I did want to say something, fan or not. The Eagles, my team, is not in it this year. But Big Valley Living, Michelle, her and her husband's team is in it. So if you don't have a preference, please root for the Seattle Seahawks. That's their people, and I'm going to do that. And it's easier to do that since they're playing the Patriots, who, I don't know. They've had lots of wins. Let's get something new. So, yeah, that's the favorite for me. And I'll be watching Michelle. And our teams will meet at some point on the field, but not this year. I wanted to take you in the car the other day for my ultrasound, but the temperature is so cold. I mean, there is some meltage now, but it's barely reaching above freezing this week. A little bit of meltage, but not certainly not flooding streets. But it's so cold that my windshield will not hold the car mount, or the suction cup. I should probably look and see if warm water or something would help. But that's okay. I went, it was its usual simple thing. I did get the results, as I think I mentioned maybe in the last video, that I was waiting for them. So I have a nodule, and it's not to do with cancer, but I have a nodule on my neck. I thought I had two. It's on my thyroid, but I can't see anything in the results that mention a second one, but I could swear they told me, but it's the way it goes. I'm okay with it. So the nodule is 1.8 centimeters. It's not even 2 centimeters. And it seems like every year or year and a half that I get an ultrasound, the results are that it has grown by 2 points. Like, so it was 1.6 last time, and now it's 1.8. And because I looked at the results from previous years, and they put it on a nice little graph for you. And I happened to run into a note from the doctor that I didn't see before about a year ago. If the results are okay, we could probably stop checking. Well, unless I have symptoms or my voice gets a little more raspy, yeah, I'm not going to be concerned about it. I'm going to go with that note, because I would imagine, and of course I'm going to talk to my doctor about it, but I would imagine that it would be several years at this rate of growth that I would need to put anything forward to get rid of it, or maybe have it biopsied. But they're definitely saying that it's a cyst, and I don't have to worry about that. I don't want to get any more ultrasounds on my thyroid, and I just take levothyroxine for it. Oh, I shouldn't say that name. Sorry, AI. I'm not a medical expert. It's amazing what you got to be careful about what you say on YouTube. I know that didn't come out right, but you know what I meant. So I am really happy about that. I feel very empowered, and I think that the next thing I'm going to do is talk to my doctor about metformin, because the weekly shot is working pretty well. And years ago, a doctor had taken me off the metformin because he didn't think that it was working for me. And he put me on something else that was working better. But years later, another doctor said, I want you on metformin. So I just started taking it. And I don't know. I feel like when I was on Trulicity and metformin at the same time, I don't know, I think that it was the Trulicity that was bringing my sugar down, because at some point, not in the maybe a couple years ago, I was just on metformin, and it really wasn't doing what we thought it should be doing. So man, that would be so great. Delaying my PET scans for the cancer tumors, stopping the ultrasounds, and then possibly the metformin. Yeah, I'm all about that. I really am. Because long term, I think metformin can mess with your kidney functions. I'm not 100% sure, but if it's not actually working, I'll see what the doctor's opinion is about that. But yeah, I would like to do that. Manage my own healthcare. And I like doctors that listen to you. And unfortunately, a lot of doctors don't. And I have made some switches over the years, probably more than a lot of people. I just hadn't been lucky to find people that respected the fact that I had opinions, or that, I had questions. A lot of people don't like that, no matter what field they're in. So anyway, that was all I wanted to report on that. And I did want to say, I would love to do a live this weekend, maybe Saturday, but it will depend on a couple of things going on Saturday. I do have to go into the office for a couple of hours, which I really need to do because, well, between the snow, the flu, the holidays, I just, I'm not flat broke, but I really need to put some money in my pocket here. And the live, in fact, you know what? I'll get back to the live in just a minute. I wanted to say, at a time when I needed it the most, somebody gave me my very first super thanks on YouTube. Now, I was not set up for YouTube super chats and super thanks and super gifts, I think they're called. I knew what they were, and I had given them before in live streams, but I had never gotten one before. And Barry, thank you so much. It was a sizable amount. I will tell you, it was $250 and for US dollars. And that was really generous. I appreciate that. I will not get that until, I guess, the end of the month. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I hadn't seen it in my YouTube Studio account where you can check on these stats and money's earned. So I had to do a little research and found out it takes a couple of days to get in there. But I also found in my research something I was a little shocked about. And, if you have an Apple device, if you're an Apple person, I'm not an Apple girly, then you probably already know about this. But people should know about the Apple tax. I had no idea. So and I don't know this, but as far as the case with Barry, but if you make a donation, or in this case, it's called a super thanks or super chat. It's more of a tip with YouTube. If you do that on your iPhone, Apple takes 30% off the top. YouTube already takes 30%. Apple takes it off the top, sends it to YouTube, what's left over, and then YouTube takes 30% of whatever is left. So really, they can take half your money. That's why I like Venmo, because I get to take it all and it is a donation. But I'm still very, very grateful. It's just that kind of blew my mind a little bit. And in case you didn't know, there are some fights in court about it. But I wanted you to know, in case you didn't and you have Apple, or, just an interesting tidbit, even if you don't. But yeah, I think that's kind of sucky. Anyway, going back to the live, more coffee. I will try on Saturday. If not, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'll do another practice run, but I have a couple of ideas of what we could do on a formally scheduled live. And I'm going to save that for the live itself. And you certainly could bring ideas to the table, but I got something I think will be fun. And maybe we'll even practice it at that time. So anyway, so how am I doing with the talking head? I don't need an extra clip in here. This is good, but I won't have an intro or an exit graphic. So I will just say thank you. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I will be back tomorrow with Cancer YouTubers updates. Bye.